Okay, we're recording. Okay,
Yes.
welcome back. This is Crash and Burn. I'm Abby, and I had a fun fact, and I lost it. So that's a fun fact. Abby loses things. There you go.
Well, as you can tell, we're not in our normal recording area, so this is actually my office at my home. So, welcome to my home. Our other recording area was sufficient, but it didn't make sense to be in our recording area many miles away from our home as the weather kind of set in, and that puts us at risk. So we decided to do it more local.
Yeah, because I don't have ice skates.
I mean, I've never ice skated.
I'm like not stable in more than one way. But
no judgment. There's no judgment here.
I'm not stable on the ice.
So I've never ice skated, but I've rollerbladed.
I did like rollerblading.
I like to rollerblade.
I do like it. Now, I'm not really good at it, but I seem to handle it a little bit easier than...
When I was a kid, there was a couple of twin boys across the street, and they had rollerblades. I was like, psh, I got this. I'd never skated before in my life, not even on the four, like never. I was like, I got this. It's basically like walking, just faster. I jumped in their rollerblades. Man, I took off. You'd have thought I'd have done it before. And I just took off. The problem was I couldn't stop.
I could keep going, but
I just stopped. Yeah, kind of like my couldn't stop on the scooter thing. You know, it's apparently that's my problem. I have problems stopping. Hi, my name is Crash. I have problems stopping.
I have problems crossing the street. I don't look both ways. I just live my life.
There you go. There you go. If it's my time, it's my time.
Well, weather here has been redonkulous lately.
Redonkulous.
Wednesday was fun going into work. I ended up pretty much in the intersection, all the way in the intersection, but nice. You know, I just kept going.
You had problems stopping?
I was like, my foot's on the brake, but yet I'm not going. I'm not stopping. I'm stopping.
The van today was grinding as it tried to stop, and I'm like, ooh.
That might be an issue. I want to look into that.
Yeah.
I'm actually really proud of everybody, though.
Yeah, it did good today.
We've been did
good.
People who've been sticking with it.
Yeah. I felt bad yesterday, but I understood where April was coming from.
No, we understood where that was coming from, too, so, yeah.
But
it's only supposed to go downhill from here.
I know, right? We can only go downhill from here.
I think we're supposed to have more snow this weekend.
We are 6 to 10 inches.
And for us, that's huge.
Yeah, that's a lot for us.
Yeah.
Like in the not us as Oklahomans, but like us as delivery people.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, that's kind of a big deal.
Huge. And then I don't know what happened Monday. Ain't nobody ready for that. Nobody was ready for that ice. No. On the way in, I saw 15 cars. 15 cars.
There's a car down 51st here that's on fire. Like it's pulled to the side. I was like, man, that looks bad. And then I saw it in the daylight, and I was like, that's because that was a fire. Like the front of it is just torched. And I'm like,
I mean,
snow didn't do that.
No. I mean, there was a horrible wreck in Fort Worth today. So.
Oh, yeah, I saw that on the news. 70 to 100 cars, something like that. Yeah. Oh, man.
I'm not going to lie.
Something like 16 fatalities.
Yeah, I saw a video. Like, somebody was on the other side of the highway taking video of this happening. And I watched it, and I was just like, I cried. I was like, oh, my gosh.
So many lives.
So that's why I'm just like, be careful. You don't have to travel. Don't freaking travel.
Yeah.
I mean, if you save it, there are people who have no choice but to travel.
Right.
So if you don't have to travel, stay off the road.
But you know what? On that same note, salt your freaking driveways.
Side note, salt them. Put some freaking kitty litter down.
Sand something.
Please.
Put on the note for your UPS or your FedEx. This is sand. Please use as you come up. Like something.
Throw us a freaking bone.
Something.
Please.
Something.
Please.
I only fell twice today. It was funny the first time. I was on the phone with April, and it was funny the first time. The second time was just odd. First time, like, I don't even know what happened. All of a sudden, my feet are out in front of me, and I'm landing down on my hip on, like, snow's down my side, and I'm like, ah. I yelled shit pretty loud. So, if they did catch it, my bad. Um,
God.
but shit is better than my go-to.
Yeah.
My go-to is
I think-
more harsh than
I
that.
think it should be forgiven, especially if you end up on your butt or something.
Right? Like, you're turn around, somebody's watching you. I can't believe you said that. You're the reason. Salt your driveway.
Salt your driveways. You know, people are salty enough. Why don't they just share a little bit of it for the road?
I know,
and
just grind some up.
walkways? Just
Yeah. Grind some of your personality
what
up.
is this? What is this?
That's a cheese grater thing. You put the cheese in, you crank it, and it comes out this way.
Salt.
Yeah, there
Salt.
you go.
There you go.
Mhm.
I assaulted that.
You murdered it.
I'm
You just murdered it.
Oh well.
So, you ready?
Yeah.
You ready to get on the topic?
Well, do you want to want me to tell you the funny things that my
Yes. No, I do want to hear the funny thing that
Okay.
your niece said to your other niece.
my niece said this. Izzy said this to Grace, which is my sister.
Oh, Grace.
Grace,
Okay,
yeah.
sorry. Misunderstood. Yes, I'm ready.
She said, Mama said we can shoot, like say shoot, like shoot a bow and arrow.
Yeah, like,
And she said, Mama
Shoot.
said we can say shoot, but we can't say damn it. Grace is like, why are you telling me?
so you don't smack my mouth when I say shoot because it's better than damn it.
Izzy though cracks me up.
That
she
is-
She got into the refrigerator
She's
once.
feisty.
She freaking is. She got into the refrigerator once and was like getting something out, and all I hear was "damn it." It was just like, Izzy.
I'm waiting for the day that Riley looks at me and goes, fuck. And of course my response is going to fuck.
You can't say that.
Don't say that, baby girl. We
Don't say
don't. Those
that.
are adult words.
So I just want to say sorry to my mom. I just said "damn it" and
Twice.
I said it 3 times, thrice. So sorry, Mom. But yeah,
I'm not sorry.
Grace FaceTimed me to give me notes. Yeah, I told her about it.
That's
Notes.
funny.
First one is I told you
I'm not wrong.
you're not wrong. Sword
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
Yes.
But that's not how she says it. But
No,
it makes
that's
sense.
fair. I don't honestly know another person that says sword.
Yeah.
I don't know another person that says sword.
It's okay though. It makes sense though. And then she said that never in her life has she ever heard me say aunt. That I've only ever said aunt. And I'm like, well, yeah, but for some reason aunt came out. She goes, it's probably because when you read it, you say aunt. When you say it, you say aunt. So I
that
was
makes
like,
sense.
Yeah.
So you're English when you read, but hick when you talk.
Right.
I think that's fair.
Right.
That's fair.
Yeah. And then she gave me a quote to say, but I forgot it. So Grace, if you're watching this, holler at your girl because I forgot
Put it
it.
in the comments.
Yeah, put it in the comments because
Put it in the comments so that we can read it and remember it forever.
I've done forgot it.
It's fine.
So
It's been a long day.
it's been a long
It's been a long February.
Have you are over yet?
It's the shortest month of the year, but
it's drawn out longer than January did. January had 31. Come on
I
now.
know, right? We're only halfway in. We haven't even hit Valentine's Day yet, and I'm like, brick wall.
You know what I'm going to do for
Yeah.
Valentine's Day?
Stay at home.
Exactly. You know what I'm going to do? Treat myself?
Bubble bath.
Probably. I get some dark chocolate. I used to
Let's
hate chocolate. Like, hate it.
Yeah,
But dark chocolate has really captivated me and caught my heart.
it's good stuff, and it's better for you.
Yeah, but I like dark chocolate. If you give me dark chocolate, I'll probably love you forever. If you add peanut butter into it, oh.
So you like the Reese's peanut butter dark chocolate?
Oh my gosh, yes. People make fun of me. They probably will. I didn't like chocolate a lot. So whenever I get milk chocolate Reese's, I would eat the middle of it and like leave the outside.
Oh, so you'd like poke the middle out?
Yeah, eat the middle of it and then not eat the outside.
So April and Riley both love Oreos for different reasons. April likes the cookie, Riley likes the middle.
Teamwork.
Yeah. No Oreo left behind.
Don't even like Oreos, to tell you the truth.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
Not even the white ones?
No, not really.
Hmm.
No, if I'm going to pick a cookie, it's going to probably be white chocolate macadamia nut.
Okay, that's high class. For the rest of us,
I eat it with my pinky out.
Oreos. Oh,
I'm like,
I drink with my pinky out. Have you ever noticed that?
no,
Every time I pick up something, my pinky's out.
I'm going to do it from now on. I'm just kidding. I'm going to forget this after we get done talking.
Mike gives me a hard time about it.
Mike, I'm not surprised. He catches on pretty quick to
Yeah.
things. So
I had to explain what was wrong with my pinkies, and he's like, so now he just looks at me and does this. And I'm like, you're an ass. Such an ass.
that's Mike. My dad's name is Mike.
Mm.
Mike. Which, by the way, my dad was upset with me this week.
Ooh.
Because I drove to work.
As an adult?
As an adult. And he's not happy with it. He's like, you gotta be careful, okay? Be careful.
Yeah, I can just imagine your dad. Abby. Abigail.
Oh.
You should be very careful out there in that snow. And that's his upset.
That is his upset, yeah.
Instead of Abby, it's Abigail. And you're like, oh, crap.
I got Natalie to watch all of them. She wanted to let you know that she watched all of them. And
Thanks, Natalie.
She loved all of them, thought they were hilarious.
Okay.
And then I got my mom to watch it.
Oh, yeah.
She watched the dating advice. And whenever I told him I was going to kick him in the nuts, she goes, Abby, you said that?
Obviously.
It's like, Mom, it's right. You heard it. Abby, you said that? I'm just really surprised she didn't full name me.
Man.
That's my
your
mom. She's a hoot.
She is.
A nanny.
Abby. Here, hang on, let me rewind it. Let me show you that I did actually, in fact, say
Mom,
that.
I did say that.
I did.
I didn't stutter either. I'm really good at stuttering. I'm going to kick him in the Netherlands.
I tell girls I'm going to kick them in their no-nuts. I never do, though. I don't want to get that close to people.
Bill told me a joke today that I'm ashamed he told me. I'm like, I feel dirty just listening to it. I'll play it later.
Yeah.
I can't repeat it.
I can't repeat it where it's out there forever and ever and ever and ever and ever.
And I'm just like,
people at work will not ever look at you the same after these.
No, they went. I wanted to go. Why are you gonna say that to me?
That's funny.
And since I just did that, if my older sister listens to it, she'll probably start gagging too. Because you could just walk up to her and be like, and she'll be like,
insert gagging sounds here.
Yeah, she'll hate me. She hasn't watched these though, so
it's fine.
It's a loser.
All the cool kids watching.
She's got 3 kids. They're all under the age of 5, so she has all the time in the world to watch it.
She does.
She does.
The 2-second shower moms get.
You know, we're getting off topic more, but the thing about people going to the restroom and they have kids, the fingers under the door, I didn't think it was a real thing.
Oh, yeah.
But I go to the restroom just to try to get away, breathe for a second, and here comes the little ones. Abby, what you doing, Abby?
I wish it was just fingers under the door here. If we close the door, Riley full on, bam, right into it. Daddy! Like the door's just supposed to open when she runs into it.
Just farts.
Yeah, just one of these days it's just gonna
disintegrate.
Yeah,
disintegrate.
Disintegrate.
That's the word.
It's gonna break.
It's just gonna fall apart, like my life.
And she's gonna go,
oh. That's my bad.
Or, wow. Those are her things now. Or, wow.
Love it.
Yeah. So,
love it.
Yeah, she flat out runs into the door if you close it on her. She's a little mini Hulk.
It's like a concussion waiting to happen.
No, because she puts her arms up.
Oh, okay. Smart.
Yeah, I know.
Smart.
Just broken arms. It's fine.
These are easier to fix. Sometimes.
That's for sure.
Sometimes.
That's for sure.
Some things up here don't turn around.
No matter how much money you throw at it. Don't ask.
No, I want to ask.
No, you don't want to
I'll ask. No. Probably forget the minute I walk out the door. It's my life lately.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so we wanted to talk about ghosts.
Yeah.
So we're now 15 minutes in.
Oh, geez. Ish.
Yeah, 14 minutes, and we haven't mentioned ghosts once. However,
we did mention dating, and ghosting happens a lot.
Does. Luckily,
it's kind of in there.
It's that little bit of, that was our segue.
Jeez. Can't handle myself sometimes.
No. So, you've had some experiences, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've had some pretty off-the-wall experiences. What's your most memorable one?
My most memorable?
Not member.
Memorable ones.
Mumble.
Memorable ones. Memorable one is I don't know so much if this was a ghost or just me having moments.
Hallucinating.
But
one glass of wine.
Yeah. I was like, whoa, this one's a little whoa. Okay.
I think I see a girl in a white dress.
Well, I wouldn't say so much as a ghost, but I think it was. I've already shared this one with a few people.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, a whole nother podcast. But we were getting ready to go for vacation. I don't know how long ago. It was a long time ago. And I was standing in the middle of my bedroom, and I think my backpack was on my shoulder. I was standing there just double checking to make sure I had everything before I get ready to book it or whatever.
Right.
And I hear, I can't remember now if I said, it was my name. And I think it was Abby. It was whispered in his ear.
Yeah.
And so I felt something brush on the backpack first, like a whoosh next to the backpack, and it kind of moved. And then I heard Abby. It was like a soft whisper, like Abby. And I'm like flipping around, like I did. I said I did a 180, but I meant a full circle, 360. And
you're like,
I did a.
That was a 90.
This whole thing, I just was like, and I just kind of stood there for a second, and then I walked out the door, and I stood in the hallway and looked into the room. I was like, I'm not gonna worry about it. That whole week, I had nightmares about the same creature that looked like the demon from Insidious, but instead of like a red face, it was like white with like a shadow around it. And then when we came back, I don't know how long it was. I didn't really experience anything there. But one morning I woke up. I thought I woke up. I think I was still dreaming. I woke up and I looked down at the foot of my bed, and that creature's face is right there.
Yeah.
And so I kicked my foot out, and it goes through its head, and I was like, oh, okay. I went back to sleep. Hasn't happened again. It's like I just kicked it right in the face.
Showed that one.
I was like, but I was like, ooh. Honestly, when that brushed against my backpack, I don't honestly know if it just my strap wasn't falling because I didn't have it completely on.
Right.
So it just didn't slide down, and it made that whooshing noise going down my shoulder.
Maybe.
But I was like so focused on something else.
Right.
Like trying to see if I had everything.
Right.
But yeah, it's like that was the worst vacation ever. I had nightmares the whole time. But then I kicked it in his face, and it's fine.
I mean,
not again.
It was like not messing with that shit.
Kicked it right in the face.
Out.
But yeah, I think that's pretty memorable. I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, "Oh, is that a ghost?" Other times I'm like, "Is this just me?" I'm more of a I'm in the middle. I'm a skeptic.
So I have a problem with orbs. People are like, "Oh, it's an orb." I'm like, "No, it's not an orb."
No, I don't. I don't believe
that
in
could be
orbs.
dust. That could be light reflection. It could be like we have cameras in the bedroom to be able to watch when Riley's taking a nap. Well, we have a sprayer that goes off for scent.
Mm-hmm.
So when it goes off, the fan catches it, because sprayer's here, fan's here, camera is like here. So the fan catches it and blows it in front of the camera. Well, orbs appear.
Right.
And I'm like, no.
I don't.
So I have a problem with orbs.
Right.
Even watching like ghost hunters and stuff like that. I have a problem. They're like, oh, did you see that orb? And I'm like, did you see that dust particle? Like, that was big. You should have dusted first.
I mean, you can totally tell that it's not a bug flying, but it's not.
But, like, we shed so much dead skin and nastiness every day that it could just be that floating in the air.
Right.
You know, so I have a problem with orbs. Now, the thing... I've had a lot of death in my family.
Mm.
I've had a lot of death around me for years. Okay. And I'm talking, I wrote down all the death that I'd had, and it's like every 3 years in my life, somebody has passed away.
Whoa.
I know, right? Like,
whoa.
Yeah. I think it's in that box back there, actually, that I wrote it down. Because I wrote a poem for my sister for like some closure stuff, and I was like, man, there's a lot of death around me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, when I was, I was born in 86. Grandpa passed in 93, so what is that, 6 years old. because it was in the beginning of 93.
Mm-hmm.
So 6 years old, my dad's father passed away.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother still lived in the house that he built for her. My dad now lives there, but like nobody's ever lived in that house but family.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that it's not like other existing whatever.
Right.
So I was staying the night with my grandma, and normally I would sleep in the extra room, but she was still very new to sleeping alone, so I slept in her bed. I woke up, and I'm kind of looking down the hallway, and there's this really bright light in the hallway, almost like the hallway light is on.
Right.
Except for my grandma doesn't have a hallway light. Not in this particular area.
Right.
She has a dining room, a living room, a bedroom, a bathroom, and then another bedroom. There's no hallway light. So I kind of look, and then all of a sudden, of course I'm 6, I should have been scared shitless.
Right.
I should have been. But I'm like, this, and a figure forms.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Obviously, I'm 6. I didn't have a whole lot of time with my grandpa, at least that I could remember. So, but I very distinctly remember this figure. It leans in, looks at my grandma, looks at me, and then just disappears and the light's gone. Right?
Right.
I'm talking maybe, I don't remember, no more than a month after my grandpa passed.
Right.
And I just kind of look in and I'm like, I go back to sleep. I very distinctly remember this. And I don't remember a lot from my childhood.
Right.
But I remember that.
I would think that would stick with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the first kind of experience maybe that I really remember.
Right.
But none of mine have been like
earth shattering or anything like
no,
that?
I'm not even going to say it would be earth shattering for you, I'm sure. But none of mine felt demonic.
Oh, okay.
None of them threatening. None of them
like a peaceful.
Well, actually, I had a whole family that looked out for me. They did not like my mom and dad. They looked out for me when I was growing up. Whole family. I would play with the little kids. Legit play with the little kids.
You really don't know what to say to that.
Mm-hmm. So, my mom would be cooking,
mm-hmm.
and I'd be in my room playing, and she'd hear somebody yell, "Mommy!" So she'd come running in there. She goes, "What do you need?" And I'm like, "I didn't say anything." She goes, "Yes, you did. Yes, you did." And I'm like, "No, I didn't say anything. I don't need you." She's like, "Okay, maybe I heard something." She goes back to cooking. About 10 minutes later, "Mommy!" She comes running back in there. "What do you want?" I didn't say anything. A third time, she comes back in. Of course, it all happens again. She goes, "Okay, what is the problem here?" And I'm like, "Mom, I didn't say anything. She did." And I point to the little kid that's sitting there, but my mom can't see anything. And it's not an imaginary, because, wait for it, gonna blow your mind.
I'm waiting.
I know. This is why I'm not a skeptic.
Mm-hmm.
I had a very high bed as a kid. It was basically a kid's captain's bed. You have the drawers underneath for storage, and there was like a crawl space underneath that you could get under.
So a pretty cool bed.
It freaking awesome.
Right.
When I didn't want to do my laundry, I shoved it all under my bed. Like literally under my bed.
I'm not gonna lie, I probably would have done the same thing.
So, but it had drawers and stuff. Well, my problem was I hated cleaning my room.
Right.
It was a waste of time. I'm just going to dirty it again. But my mom told me, as every good parent does, clean your room, you're going to hurt yourself. Well, I did not clean my room. I happened to roll out of bed that night. What should have been a slew of toys down below my bed where I would have fallen on them.
Right.
Were across the room. And I woke up on the floor. So they would look out for me.
Clean your room for you?
Yeah. Well, not even clean it, just move it so that when I fell out of my bed, I wouldn't hurt myself.
I'm not gonna lie, I wish that happened with me. My mom would have got off my back a lot.
And then my mom would do my laundry because I was young.
Mm-hmm.
She'd fold it, put it on my bed. I was supposed to put it away. Well, the next morning, I would go, "Mom, where's such and such shirt?" She goes, "It was on your bed. I told you to put it away." "Mom, I didn't have any clothes on my bed yesterday." Stop lying to me. I got that so much as a kid. Stop lying to me. I'm like, no lying. Like, I'm a good liar. We've already discussed that. I wasn't lying. I was like, Mom, I didn't have any clothes. She goes, look in your closet. Look in your drawers. I was like, shirt's not there. No, shirt's not there.
Your clothes are gone?
My clothes are just gone. Right? And she goes, I'm not playing with you. I was like, Mom, I'm not playing with you either. I want to wear this shirt. So I would pick another shirt, and she would tell me that she would go in to my room. She'd stand in the middle of my room, and I catch myself doing this as an adult. I'm like, oh, crap.
Got my mother traits.
But she would stand in the middle of the room and go, I don't know if you think you're funny, but I want the clothes back on the bed, folded neatly the way I had them before Crash gets home from school. Lo and behold, they'd be there when I'd get home. And she'd go, put those clothes away. I'm like, okay. Like, legit.
Holy crap.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely not be a skeptic after that.
No.
I'm a bit of a skeptic.
No.
That's me.
So, of course, you see the doors opening and things like that, blah, 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 blah. One more story about this family. Okay. And I'm telling you, this is all within... So we moved when I was 11. Okay. So you figure from 6 to 11, all of this happened. Like, whatever. Like, I'm like, oh, now if I saw something legit pick up in this office and start moving, I'd be like,
thank you. Thank you for letting me come.
Yeah.
I'm going to go home now.
I would probably pee myself right here. I would be so scared.
I wouldn't be a skeptic anymore.
You wouldn't be a skeptic.
I'd be like, yes, okay, thank you.
And what kind of witchery is this?
I'm not gonna play that game.
My mom had a car wreck. It put her in the hospital for a little bit, and then she had to come home. She had a waterbed because, it was the 90s, and everybody cool had a waterbed.
I freaking wanted a waterbed, but then I realized that it's...
Pain in the butt.
It's like...
Big maintenance.
Yeah.
Horrible for back posture. Like,
pop the bed.
It's horrible. Don't do it. Really freaking cool idea. Don't do it. It's ridiculous.
Especially
as a kid, it's awesome. But if you have kids, don't do it because it's awesome as a kid. No. So my parents...
Water David.
Oh, man. Parents had a waterbed. Mom couldn't, obviously, having back issues after the car accident, couldn't sleep on the waterbed.
Mm-hmm.
So she and I switched. Okay. My mom is sleeping in my room. I'm sleeping in my mom's space in her bed with my dad.
Mm-hmm.
The covers get ripped off of her. She sets up and she thinks it's me. I'm nowhere to be found.
Mm-hmm.
She goes, maybe I kicked him off. Maybe it was a dream, something. Pulls him back up. She gets back to sleep for a little bit. Right back off of her. Right? And then turned around and she's like, okay, hang on. So she crawls out of bed, comes in thinking that I'm playing a joke on her. I am solid asleep in her bed. Solid. She's like, what in the world? Right?
Mm-hmm.
She goes back in. It happens 2 more times.
God, freaking leave.
She's like, right? You're like, all I want to do is sleep. So my mom... Sorry. My mom sits up in bed and goes, look, I know this is not my bed. I know I'm not supposed to be in here, but I had a car accident and I can't sleep in my own bed. You'll see that my daughter is in there. She's perfectly fine. She's asleep and not harmed. Could you please let me get some sleep? It never happened again.
Jeez. God, friggin' late.
Never happened again. They let her sleep.
I don't have any stories that are that cool. That's legit.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And stuff like that happens. Like when my grandpa passed away on my mom's side, he used to flick our toes when we were sleeping too long. Because when we'd go to his place, you're here to visit, not to sleep. And I'm like, that's fair. But I'm a kid. I don't care. I'll wake up when grandma's got bacon and eggs going. Like,
smell that bacon, I'm out of that bed.
But we used to sleep on the couch. So he'd come in at like 6 a.m. And of course, you know, older people, they're like, coffee, news, coffee. And my grandpa was not a quiet man. But if he felt you were sleeping too long, you'd get flicked in the toe. I was in my apartment in Tulsa, and sure enough, PAP! I felt a toe flick after he passed away, and I was like, I know, but I don't feel good.
If somebody flipped me in the toe, and I knew I was by myself in my home,
I was.
and flicked me in the toe, I'd be like, okay, packing my bags, I'll see you later, pat, pat.
Because my foot was hanging out the covers, and then PAP! I'm like, I know.
This is why people don't hang their feet outside the covers. That's why they're like, oh, tuck them under. So they don't hang them up.
I thought it was for the monsters under the bed. Not friendly old people.
Dude, if friendly old people are hiding under my bed and they touch my toes, we're going to have a boxing match.
Done.
I will punch an old lady.
I'm breaking your hip, lady.
You're going down.
That's funny.
Because I have to have my head covered and my feet uncovered when I sleep.
Okay, so you're backwards.
Yeah, I have to have my ears have to be covered because I'm terrified that something's going to crawl up. It's all because my dad had something crawl in his ear when he was camping.
No, I have that thing. I have a weird.
If somebody touches my ears, I have to cover them up, and if they're not covered up, I'm not sleeping. Period. But my feet have to be uncovered, and every once in a while, I'll get this like creepy feeling, and I'm like tucking my feet under.
You're like,
yep. Think about the blanket over there.
No, I've had so many experiences as even an adult. April, when her dad passed away. We were standing in the kitchen at the other place. Well, I was standing in the kitchen. She was standing in the living room, and somebody touched her. And this is where I get it from my mom. All right, I don't know who touched my wife. And I'm standing in the kitchen. This is what, I don't know who touched my wife. But if you are not family, you need to keep your damn hands off my wife, because ain't nobody touched my wife. I was like, if you're family, you're welcome. If you're not, get the hell out.
No.
But I believe in that. Like, I believe in taking hold of my, my house.
Right.
You're more than welcome to be here.
Right.
If you're family or friends or whatever. But if you were just trying to hang around and torment my family, you need to go. You're not welcome.
Get the fork out.
So then, here's my question for you.
Okay.
And this is a legit question.
Okay.
And I do not mean to make you question anything, but you're probably you're probably the strongest faith-based person I know.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay. Hit me, but not hard. I'm going to twitch.
Anywhere in the Bible does it say anything about an afterlife?
You mean like heaven?
No, not like heaven, almost like a between.
Between?
Yeah. Because from what I understand and from what I remember, once you die, your body goes into the ground, and your spirit is supposed to wait there with your body. Basically, until the Lord comes, and then that's why everybody faces a certain way, so that way they can rise again. But your body doesn't go, so then if you're rising from the dead, it's just your spirit, which means your spirit goes with your body. Yes?
Well, my understanding is when you die, this flesh is dead.
Right.
But your soul goes either one of two ways. And you'll either be in heaven or you'll be in hell.
Okay, so your understanding is our soul automatically goes.
That's my understanding. My understanding is that there are some times that I get confused.
Okay.
And I go reach out and talk to people that I feel trust that will understand. Now I know in the Old Testament there was a place where people went before, like it was like a
midway,
like a halfway house, like before Jesus Christ died.
Right.
They were in I can't remember the name of it. I'm blanking out right now, but they could see the in between of their. So, but then Jesus came in and he took all of our sins.
Right.
And therefore that was.
So then what's the
make your choice.
So then what's the coming of Christ?
He's coming down to.
So is that the rest of us that are supposed to just.
If we're not dead by the time he comes, then those would be the ones that are going to go with the trumpet.
Okay.
The ones who have accepted him into their heart.
So then this leads, again, either way, whether, we're in the ground with our spirits or whether our spirits actually go and our souls go. what do you believe the spirits are that are trapped here?
I've always thought I'm more of the ones that my mom's going to yell at me, but
I mean, it's a fair question because I was raised Christian.
Right.
I was raised I went to the Baptist church and then Christian, and then I taught Sunday school, and I was going to be a preacher and all of that stuff. So I've done the path, and I know.
Right.
But this is what bothers me the most in the back of my head, because I'm still a very see and touch kind of person.
Right.
But
now, gosh, I'm going to get yelled at by my parents.
This is just a conversation. It is available to change at any moment because
I can't be like, this is my solid answer. You know what I mean? I'm right. Because even I still have questions.
Right.
Like what?
If you're not a good questioning person, whether you're a Christian or an atheist,
right,
then you're not a good, for me anyway, you're not a good faith-based person because you're always looking for answers instead of taking one person's word, like a pastor or preacher or something, instead of just taking their word for it.
I don't want to, that's the thing about me when my Christian walk is I'm not taking somebody else's word for it. I'm going to go figure this out myself.
Right.
And that's what God wants us to do, though. He wants us to go get into his word, have a communication with him, and not take somebody's word for it, because I can lead you the wrong way.
Right.
And that's not what I want to do, though. Like I want to lead people the right way, but
I want to guide you, but at the same time, don't follow me.
At the same time, you can follow me to a certain extent, but I can't take you all the way.
Right.
You're gonna have to take yourself at some point.
At some point, we got to part ways, and you got to find your own path.
Right. I can take you so far. I can take you from the basics, but in order to truly have a relationship, I don't know how we're getting off on this, but in order to have truly have a relationship with the Lord, first you're gonna want one.
Right.
I can't force you to do it.
Right.
And I'm not going to. That's not how it works. And that's be your choice.
Right.
And then you seek out the answers. And I would say just read your Bible.
But the Bible doesn't necessarily say anything about now. Okay, so I know guardian angels. We have guardian angels.
I believe in that. Yeah.
And I believe that most of the time our guardian angels are people who have lived here before and know us personally.
I kind of believe it just as an angel.
Really?
Yeah.
See, and I kind of feel like it would be somebody that would look after us, even like a parent or a grandparent or something like that, just because there's that connection there and there's that calming sense about it.
Which,
I mean, it could go either way.
It could go either way. But I feel like once somebody has passed on and they've gone on to be like my grandfather.
Yeah.
I 110% believe he's in heaven. But I don't think God would want him to turn around and look at me or watch us and the pain that we're going through, because that would cause him pain.
But at some certain point, I mean, they're not just going to go up there and be like super, super, like Gabriel wings. Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you've seen the way that the Bible describes angels, they're not handsome things. They're freaking scary looking.
I don't understand that.
But then,
I don't know. My saying is, it doesn't matter what you do, because the devil was an angel first.
He was knocked down.
So, I mean, calm your tits. Don't be like the devil. Just chill.
That makes me wonder about that pickup line. Did it hurt?
When you fell?
When you fell from heaven?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because I'm a part of Lucifer's gang?
No, they took my wings, damn it. They pushed me out, took my wings. Of course it hurt.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I 110% believe that there are angels and that there are demons running around. One's running amok, and the other one's just trying to make sure we
survive it all.
I think they go on to battle on our bats too.
So where are the in-betweens? Where are those spirits that are just kind of
in between?
Yeah,
that's a good question. Because in my understanding is when you die, you're in one of two places.
Right. So I have yet to meet a Christian or Baptist or anybody of the heaven or hell faith.
Right.
Because there's a bunch of them out there. It just depends, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I have yet to meet anybody who says, no spirits. And this is where my brain goes, is I'm like, well, but if it's this way,
right,
it can't be this way.
Right. I mean, there's got to be one way or another. This is from my standpoint what I see sometimes, and I feel like there's angels and there's demons
Right.
running around. Demons have been here since the beginning of time,
Right.
and they run amok through all of us, so they know we're going to look like. They know what our habits are.
Right.
They know what they look like in the 1800s. They know what things smelled in the 1800s. They know all of these things. So sometimes people are going to get mad at me. I sometimes think it could be something else, or it could just be a demon playing tricks on us.
So you think it could be a friendly,
Right?
like some unexplained somewhere, maybe that we're not. How do I want to put this? Because I don't want to piss anybody off, but at the same time,
I'm already pissing people off. So come on, join the boat. Let's hop in.
In the original Bible,
Mhm.
in the original writings, in
Hebrew
what was
and
it?
Greek.
Yeah. So many things have gotten lost in translation.
Well, I mean, we humanize things.
Right. And then you have a lot of Christians, and you and I have talked about this briefly, that only take part of
Pieces
a scripture
Pieces, yeah.
that makes sense to them.
Right.
So I'm curious, and we may never know because I don't speak Hebrew or Greek. I don't read either one of them.
No, there are things to help you
Right.
translate as best you
Right.
can. Yeah.
But to get a hold of the original
Mhm.
and to read all of that, I'm wondering if somewhere in there might be like a halfway.
I mean, there's something that peculiar that I want to research now.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I feel like I should know, but I'm like, at the same time, I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I feel like I experience stuff that I'm like, okay, what's really going on here?
Right.
And then sometimes I'm thinking, okay, I kind of know what's going on here. And then sometimes I'm like,
I don't have a clue.
what
Just happened?
What? So I don't want to come in and be like, discredit everybody. Like, no, you're
Right.
just stupid. No,
Right.
that's not me.
Right.
I'd rather say from my side of what this is where I stand,
Mm-hmm.
and this is where you stand, but doesn't mean we're both idiots.
Right.
Right.
Neither one of us could be right. Neither one of us could be wrong.
Right. But there's got to be an answer somewhere.
So, yeah.
And so the answer is I just want to search it out. Now, sometimes, like, there's a point where, you know, that the fork, I'm blanking out on it. I hate that.
I just want to go up, like,
I'm going to read Revelations again.
this is horrible, but I really just want to go up to people of strong faith
Mhm.
and just ask them, do you believe in spirits? And then when they say yes, because like I said, I have yet to meet anybody who doesn't. Because here's the thing, it's something in our comfort
Mhm.
that says, okay, their spirit is watching over me, or their spirit is still with me, or whatever.
Mhm.
But strong faith-based people are, like yourself, say, no, they went to heaven. And sometimes that's the comfort. Like, my niece is all about, no, my mom's in heaven, but I know she's here with me. And I'm like, no, you can't be two places.
Now, I don't know, I have thought. Maybe, do you think it could be angels that have that same
Like presence? Like that familiar?
same familiar feeling that
Maybe.
family has?
Maybe.
And that you're, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying, our minds are stinking powerful.
Yeah.
Our minds can do a lot.
Yeah.
Fear can
Manifesting
do
a lot. Yeah.
a lot. That maybe that what you saw was an angel, but what you felt in that moment was a grandfatherly figure. Or
maybe they took on that particular to
Right.
make you not scared.
Right.
It could be. It absolutely could
Right.
be.
And but sometimes I'm like, when my grandfather passed away,
Mhm.
my sister was distraught. You know, she's not happy about it. Nobody was
Right.
happy about it.
No, I mean, it hurts.
But he died in like November time. So it was kind of cold. And the monarch butterfly shouldn't have been out.
Right.
And
Should have already migrated.
right.
Yeah.
And so my sister was just like, I just need something to know that he's okay, you know?
Right.
Because in our minds,
We always look for that.
right. That's just human. We just
Yeah.
want to make sure that the ones that we love are okay.
Especially when we don't get closure.
Right.
Yeah.
And so she's just like, I just want to know he's okay. Just give me a sign, something. And they're at Mazio's, I think, and she was putting one of the twins in the car. Here comes this monarch, just lands right there. You shouldn't have been around.
No, definitely not. Not in the cold.
And so that just kind of gave us a
No, hey, I'm good.
That just kind of confirmed.
Right.
So I to completely write off stuff would be stupid.
Right.
Because I honestly, and then sometimes I think they're just God incidents.
Yeah.
You know, it could be angels coming to comfort us. Do I believe that demons run
Rampant? Absolutely.
Do whatever the fork they want.
Yeah. I mean, look at politicians.
I wasn't going to say anything.
I will. I will.
Now
it's that kind of a video.
Now do I think demons are the cause of every freaking thing?
No, we're human.
No, we're
definitely the problem.
Now, is every haunting you go into or something in a house a demon? No. Not in my opinion.
No.
Now that's where it's like, I feel like I'm just trying to. I'll just be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
That's fair.
And sometimes I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What?
So, there's a lot of on the side of ghosts and spirits and the afterlife and things like that. There's also the back and forth as to, like the what do you do because of the Old Testament versus the New Testament and things like that, right? So when I got my first tattoo, I was teaching third, fourth graders in Sunday school, right? I went up to my lead pastor and I was like, look, I've done my research, but I'm conflicted. Your lead pastor is supposed to be the guy that goes, okay, let me try to help you out, right?
Right.
I threw him such a curveball that he was like, well.
You're talking about tattoos?
Yeah. So I looked at him and I was like, okay, it's nothing derogatory. It's nothing Satanist. It's nothing like that. I said, it's literally a pair of tribal wings over my shoulder blades. That's all I want. It represents my freedom as a person. It represents that I'm no longer tied to my parents. They're not responsible for me. I am my own person. I have freedom. And he goes, okay. He goes, so what's the problem? I said, well, in one part of the Bible, it says, do not mark up your body. Your body is the temple of God. And he goes, yes, it does. And I said, but in another part of the Bible, it says your body is only temporary. It's your soul that matters. What do I do?
No.
Right?
He's probably like,
I really couldn't tell you if he was proud or annoyed at me.
Be proud of you.
Like, you've done your research. Good job. However, why did you bring this to me?
Right.
So, but I asked him, I was like, so which one do I follow? Because one's in the Old Testament, one's in the New Testament.
And it's...
He goes, whatever your heart feels. And I was like, that doesn't help me.
I mean, in all honesty, that's what you do with you is between you and God.
So it's funny because
I want a tattoo though, so.
You want one?
I want one.
Yeah, you should.
I'm planning on getting one. I'm planning on getting one over here.
You should definitely.
And over here.
April and I went on tattoos. I was like, how many do you have? And she was 12. She counted them. She goes, oh wait, no, 13. She forgot one on her calf. And I was like, oh, okay. I still have more than you. She goes, that big one on your back should only count as one. I was like, I only counted it as one. One. I have 14. And she goes, I need to get back in the shop. But it was nice to know that, like, even the leaders that you look to don't always have that answer.
No.
But,
if God revealed everything to us, our mind would be blown.
Yeah. Sometimes I wish I was a little more knowledgeable in certain things, though.
I know it.
I don't want to be sitting here questioning, is there an afterlife? Am I going to get stuck in the realm of just, like, in the middle for 20 years, watching everybody and wishing I had my wings so I could fly?
Right.
Like, because
Mm-hmm.
there's different things
Right.
that almost makes you believe. I think the Mormons believe in levels.
Right.
I think that's who that is.
I'm not sure.
Well, I was in Idaho for years, so that was pretty much Mormon religion country up there. And not to say anything bad, but they still kind of believe the idea of heaven,
Mm-hmm.
but they believe in levels of heaven.
Right.
So the more you follow, I think, and I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'm really sorry. I'm not a religious expert.
No, I'm not either.
I didn't go to college for that.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't take any faith-based stuff. So please correct us if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. Don't correct Abby.
Well, I'd like to know because I'm not sure.
But if I remember correctly, the levels of heaven depend on how good you were at following His word.
I feel like that's hard though.
It is,
because we're human beings and we're going to fall on our faces. Even people who look to be the most spiritual people you know are falling flat on their face all the time.
Well, yeah, you see all of these, high profile
pastors, evangelists. Yes, evangelists. I can't even say it. Evangelists. My mom was one. Evangelist. There, I'll go to evangelist.
You see all of these high profile people that are doing good, and then they get caught for like tax fraud or tax evasion or real serious stuff.
Well, that's when you and your personal walk.
Yeah.
Now, the more you put your time in, and the more you read the word. I know words can be muddy, but that's why you read it, you search it out, you find out the answers, and you literally listen to the voice of God. And I know some people are like, well, what does it sound like? Sometimes it could just be a soft whisper. Yeah. Sometimes it could be what you think is your conscience.
Yeah, that's
being like, well, maybe you should not do that. I hear that often.
Yeah. You should buckle your seatbelt today.
You should probably not do that.
Yeah.
And then, the Lord wants to guide us to the right way.
Yeah.
But he's not ignorant to think that we're not going to fall on our faces.
Right. That's what grace is for. Yeah. Get that.
Not my sister-in-law.
No. Hi.
But, we make Christianity out to be so freaking hard. Like, we have to meet all these requirements in order to be loved by God.
But at the same time, some Christians don't make it hard at all, and they're just like, oh, I go to church on Sunday and Wednesday, and that's enough.
But then you can see from their life that they really don't follow it.
Yeah.
Because they're a-holes sometimes.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And I'm just like, my goal in life is just to let people know that they're loved. And to be loved by God. And literally, if that just means me sitting here going, you're my friend, my buddy. What's up? What's up? If it's me just loving somebody right where they're at, that's what God loves us right where we're at.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And I think, honestly, Abby, you are the epitome of you're the epitome of a good Christian. You're what Christianity, you and your family are what Christianity is supposed to be, at least in my eyes. So, you...
Are we perfect? Fork, no. Fork,
and
no.
Spoons and knives,
and all of the cuss words in the world.
But, you don't judge. In fact, your family is so intrigued by my life right now. Testosterone.
It's just because we want to know where you're at.
Which is great. Yeah. Because, I've never felt condemned. I've never felt judged. Nothing like that. And I love that. A lot of people don't have that.
I know.
Because they are very black or white.
Right.
And, in a lot of things, there's black and white. But in so many more things, there's a gray. And I think that's where humans come together. In that gray area. Not in the dark alleyways.
Right.
Not in that kind of gray. Don't do it. It's a trap. You will get mugged. It will be ridiculous. You will come out broke and beaten. Don't do it. Stay safe.
Stay safe.
Carry mace and a taser. If you're a guy, beef up.
If you're a girl, beef up too. If you want to.
Beef up too. Or get a good best friend.
Yeah.
It's beefy.
I will.
And intimidating.
I will.
And we'll kick you in the nuts.
And I'll kick them. I'll just kick them. Yeah, I mean, sometimes there's going to come up time where we draw the line. Like for me, if somebody wants to come up to me and say you can't follow Christ or I'll knock your face off, I'll be like, well,
Have
here's
my
my
face.
face.
Yeah.
It'll hurt. I'll probably die, but
Well, I mean, it's just your face. It's not your head.
I just want to love people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I want to love people who aren't loved. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
And to
those
know
who are publicly bashed the most.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I don't want anybody ever being in my. Now sometimes I get pissed. I'm not gonna lie. You piss me off. I'm gonna be upset. I'm a freaking human being. I get angry. I hold grudges.
Oh God! Don't even.
No, I'm unforgiving sometimes.
I'm like, I forgive them,
but I'm
not gonna forget what they did.
Yeah. I mean, I'm working on that right now. For the love of God, freaking. But I'm just like, I want to treat people the way haven't been treated.
Yeah.
And I've been hurt by Christians, like hurt.
Oh yeah.
To the point that for the longest time, if I didn't seek out God myself and figure out who He was myself, I would be an atheist.
Yeah.
And that's only because I'm mad at God. But I've learned that I've gotten pissed off at God. I'm like, you did this. Why did you do this? Why is this happening? It makes no freaking sense. And he just sits there and goes, okay, Abby, go ahead and talk it out.
Right.
Go ahead and talk it out.
So, yeah. No, shush.
Quit talking to me, Claire.
Yeah, stop. Just stop it. Stop it. I hate it when I'm loved. No.
Dang it.
My April and I found out kind of what we were, and I forget what it's called, but it's not atheists. It's like where you believe in a higher power, but you don't know exactly what that higher power is.
Right.
Kind of like when I told you, I believe in this, but I also believe in this, and that doesn't necessarily follow a straight line of religious beliefs. So April and I live our... No, religious and holy are completely different than relationship.
People are going to laugh at me. I'm relationship. I'm not religion. Sorry, I'm not. Religion ruins people's lives.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Religion is a set of rules that you need to follow, where relationship is those rules can change.
And you trip and fall on your face on those rules, but yet they pick you up and say, okay, try again.
Keep going. But April and I found out, and I can't remember, but it's basically that we believe in a higher power, but we don't know exactly what that is because there's the scientific part of it, and then there's the faith-based part of it, and then there's, what we know as humans but we believe in doing good and doing right by people, treating people, correctly, and loving people. I mean, we do our best at loving people because people are hard to love.
Just be honest.
And people are really hard to love.
Yeah.
But we treat people with respect. We treat the earth and animals, and we try to teach our kids good, solid decision-making skills, things like that. But at the same time, like, I don't want to follow a set religion because I feel like almost like a rope, like they're just pulling you in.
Mm-hmm.
And then one screw up and you're like, oh, outcast. Yeah. Because that's what happened to me.
That's what happens.
That's what happened to me. I had a kid out of wedlock, and all of a sudden I lost half of my Christian friends. And then I came out and I was like, hey, I'm dating a woman, and I lost 90% of the rest of my Christian friends. And shout out to those who have stuck by me, and I've appreciated that. But sometimes they come up in my memories, and I'm like,
But this is the thing. These are modern day Pharisees and Sadducees. That's who they are.
Who?
Pharisees and Sadducees are the ones that were religious. They knew everything. They
like
knew
holy rollers.
Right.
Oh, okay.
They knew everything. They knew the law. They knew the word of Moses, and they would throw it in Jesus' face, and Jesus would be like, whoa, dog, I'm Jesus. And they'd be like, no, you don't look like Jesus. You ain't got the fanciness. That's just being put into words.
Right.
And they're like, nah, go sit in your corner. He's like, fine, I'll go sit in the corner because that's where the people who need me the most.
Right.
in my opinion, they're modern day Pharisees, and they wouldn't know Jesus if he walked in the room because he won't fit into their box.
He's probably going to be a homeless guy.
He probably will.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, newsflash for everybody: Jesus wasn't white. Okay, he wasn't white.
Wasn't he like a tan of a? He's
of the Hebrew.
Almost like India, right?
He's in the area, like Jerusalem and what was it, Bethlehem,
where they have the really nice, almost like mocha skin.
Right. He probably had mocha skin, brown eyes, and long brown hair. Let's just put it that way. But he wasn't white.
No.
He's not the American version. He's not some. He probably didn't look what we expect. Most people expect Jesus to be all put together and handsome and 8-pack abs and boom boom.
I would love to see that drawing though. Jesus, shirtless, and he's got so many abs and he's like pumped like The Rock, but white because
Right. And he went and sat with people who are like, especially with like Jewish culture, that he couldn't sit with certain people or these things couldn't happen. And
sorry, I'm still picturing Jesus with abs.
Yeah, he's got his arm around my shoulder, abs.
He's like Fabio with the long flowing hair and the piercing eyes and
blue eyes and boom. Yeah. He wasn't that. He doesn't fit into a box like what people. Yeah. That's why I'm like, half the people, if he walked in the door, they wouldn't be like, he'd be like, I'm Jesus, and they'd be like,
hey, Jesus. They'd be like, you're drunk. Go home.
Go home. So. Definitely. How did we get off on this tangent? Like,
I don't know. Because I asked about the religion versus the afterlife and the things like that. So, but
I have had too much stuff happen to not believe, and I've had stuff that I'm like, I really wanted this off. But I do have more stories, ghost stories ish. I don't know if I want to call them ghost stories.
Happenings.
I'm not like 100% sure they're ghosts. They could be like spirits, but aren't they the freaking same thing?
But technically, they are the same thing. Yeah, it's just ghosts sound more.
I mean, they call them the Holy Ghost and they call them the Holy Spirit. So ghosts. I have ghost stories.
Yeah.
Holy Ghost, Holy Spirit. Yeah.
They're the same.
Same.
Yeah.
Just different.
They have to be. Yeah.
Different.
It's
like why am I being so about ghosts?
Yeah. I mean, it's like grapefruit juice and communion wine.
Drink them both.
Same.
I'm not gonna lie. When I was little, I thought I was gonna get drunk. It's grapefruit juice. Taking communion.
Man, I used to ask them. I was like, "What do you bring in for communion?" And they're like, "Oh, it's this from Costco." And I was like, "Yeah."
Those little pieces of bread, though, I liked them.
Yeah, I don't know what was that, man.
It's like a cracker, but they call it bread.
Well, because it was
man. I just want to.
I'm telling you. Anybody who goes to communion. You need, give me some more body of Christ, because that little bitty piece ain't nothing. That's just enough to make a fat kid mad.
It's for everybody, though.
I know they got leftovers.
My parents, I think they had some in their freezer for the longest time, and I kept it in the freezer because it maintained it, I guess.
I know you got leftovers.
I'm going to call my mom, see if she's got me in a refrigerator. I'll bring him next time.
You get a body of Christ. You get some body of Christ. You definitely need some body of Christ.
Here's the whole box.
Redbeard, we're talking to you.
Oh God. Hey, Redbeard. No, but I think we should do more of this, and then I'm going to do more some research because I mean,
it's just something that weighs on my mind because I'm like, it's like one of the two.
I'm farting, like brain farting.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me for saying farting, Mom, but she don't like that.
You have brain flatulence.
Brain air out. I don't even know. But no.
I'm blowing. No, that doesn't sound right either. I was going to say I'm blowing out my brains, but no.
No.
I meant like a blowout, like a blowout, yeah.
Yeah, air out.
No,
air.
So forgive me for that. That was harsh.
Man,
I know, especially from somebody who's suffered from depression and done that kind of stuff. No.
Oh God.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Don't do that. Hey, your life's worth more than that.
Yeah.
I don't know. We've been dealing with that a lot in our community lately. So we could end it on this. But you are worth more. Find some help. Don't kill yourself. I'm just going to come out there with it.
Okay. I got it. We're gonna bring this full
Full
circle
circle.
because I'm good at this.
Mhm.
I'm good at the full circle thing. Don't become a ghost.
That's good. Don't become a ghost.
Stay with us in the
Yeah.
living. It
Yeah.
sucks,
It does.
but I promise you're worth more
Yeah.
as a living, breathing human being than you are as a ghost.
Exactly.
Don't become a ghost.
Right.
Definitely not.
You
Don't
are
do it.
loved.
You are loved.
You are loved.
Sometimes you're hated, but that's just
That's
being
just
a human.
Human.
It's human.
People are gonna find something they don't like about you, even though you're the nicest person in the world.
Yeah.
Like
Abby.
I don't like your socks. Somebody insults my socks, it's over.
Oh
We're
no,
done.
no, absolutely.
I
Those
have
are
a
fighting
nice
words.
collection of socks.
Those are fighting words.
Fighting words.
I will
Anyways,
throw down. Don't insult my socks.
maybe next week will be a little bit laughier. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I
it's
think
good to have a
so-
conversation.
It's good to have just a general conversation, and we encourage you to
Right.
chime in on this conversation
Right.
if you have any input or anything like that. But just know,
If you yell at me, I will.
we're
cry.
done. Yeah, don't yell, and don't be so negative about it either.
Yeah.
Don't be like, no, this is how it is, because no, you don't know
You don't know.
unless they're Jesus, because we don't know how he's
But
coming
Jesus
back.
wouldn't do that.
Yeah, don't be judgmental, because
I
then
don't
we
know how
know.
he's gonna come back. You're gonna hear a lot of noise. Trumpets sounds.
I'm gonna hear a lot of
There's
noise.
gonna be trumpets.
4th of July, people. He's coming
It's-
back on the 4th of
The
July.
world's gonna be even scarier than it already is. So I'm gonna go home and read Revelations again. 'Cause I'm looking
have
forward
nightmares.
to that.
You might want to read it during the day.
You know, it took me 32 years to read it. I just recently read it because I've
Yeah.
been terrified to read it. So
Yeah, I
my mom's like, "Happy, you took that long." Yeah, no, I was scared, terrified to read it. But it's not that bad, actually. It's really not that bad.
Really?
No, you're just like, whose acid trip is this? But
Who wrote this in the 70s?
whose acid trip is it? And then you're like, oh, you got to realize that it's written. I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's easy to explain, but I don't want to get into it right now.
Interesting.
But it's not as bad as I wasn't like the whole time going, oh, God, what's going Oh, okay, that's nice. Oh,
It's a real page turner, people.
Yeah, I had it read to me though.
Yeah.
Like on my Bible app, I had it read to me so I'd understand it better.
I would want to be someone like that. And then the fires came.
I got one. You have easier translation. I got one that was a little bit dumber down because
The kids version.
the King James version. I'm less like, oh God, can you help me?
They, thy,
Yeah.
these, and I'm like,
So I got a different translation, which is it's basically the same thing. It's just a little bit easier terms to. And then it was read to me because I was not going to be able to sit there.
no way.
So I had it read to me.
So all in all,
Oh God.
when the revelation comes, make sure you're here for it.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you die of natural causes. Don't do it yourself is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
If you need somebody to talk to, I've suffered from depression, and
Yeah.
Abby's
I
really
suffer from depression.
Abby's really easy to talk to. I've done suicide attempts, so I mean,
Contemplated suicide.
yeah, I've actually attempted it.
Yeah.
So
Well,
if you need somebody,
Yeah.
we're here for you.
find somebody.
Yeah. Find somebody. Find
Reach out
anybody.
to somebody. Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't become a ghost.
Don't become a ghost.
Don't do it.
Good
All
luck.
right.
Godspeed. Have fun.
Yeah, we definitely. Good luck, Godspeed. Have fun. No having fun after talking about suicide.
Oh, that's not what I meant. That's my sign off. Good luck. Godspeed. Have fun. You know what, Abby? Do better. Do better, Abby. I got that.
Abby's gonna go do better.
I'm gonna go do better.
We'll see you guys next week.